Hi guys. I think I'm live. We'll wait for hopefully people to roll in. Oh, okay, 10 people. I see. Hi. I hope you can hear me. I know it's been some time since I streamed, so I'm pretty bad at streaming. It's gonna be so much worse. Um Hello, I see people in the chat. I'm just like clearing off my computer right now because I was like very disorganized for this. I was like, sometimes I gauge the time really wrong, and I was like, actually, I think I have a lot more to prepare in advance um than I think, like with setup. And I was correct. Still, I'm like trying to figure out what documents to shut off because I've been working on a job application. And so I had quite a bit of stuff open. What is this random note? Like sometimes I also found like random like auto recovered notes from my book. Like, what is this? Like, why is there a note for Mothwork 3? Like, why does that exist? I'm gonna check out the chat in just a second. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. And then I like went ham on this pimple on my face. The dermatillomania went hard today. So now I look extra festive. We got the green shirt and then the red face. So that was my bad. Anyway, why do I have so many documents open? How is everybody doing? While I try to figure out what is going on here. I'm just gonna leave it because I don't feel like dealing with that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to the chat now. Sorry. Hi Sammy, thank you for coming. Hi T Frog. It's nice to see you again. Hi Pia, thank you for coming. Here I am just talking about random things and people are actually being nice in the chat. I'm so sorry. Hello. Hi Charlotte. Hi Monique. Hi Dallin. Oh my gosh, happy birthday Lonan. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Yes. We should all watch black and white movies. Should I do that tonight? Yeah, I've been taking a break from writing, so maybe I will do that tonight. I'll try to find some movies because I have like I can't remember what I was writing it for. I think I have an excerpt in Sunless Ground that's talking about movies. So there's like a whole, I don't know if it's a whole list or if I myself compiled a list. A couple weeks ago with writing feels like so long ago. I forgot everything that I did. But he does like black and white movies. He's a movie person. Lonan actually has interests. That's the only one. That's okay. It's his birthday tomorrow. I wanted to do this as what I didn't say on the live stream like description here was that this is the Lonan birthday party because I was like, I don't know if people are gonna know, like everybody's gonna know what I'm referring to, but I did say that on Tumblr. So it is the Lonan birthday party, just how we did the Harrison birthday party like a month ago. I love that everybody's birthday is so close. Like we got whose birthday comes first? It's Jeremiah's birthday on Halloween, and then it's Harrison's like in the same week. And then like a month later, it's like Lonan's. They could all have, they should all like make up, come together, have the best like birthday month extravaganza. What was I calling this? The Lonan Bash, because you can take it so many ways. It's like bash him over the head. I did not say that. Anyways, thank you for the 16 people who came today. I have not done any writing in a little bit. I was obviously very consistent in November, and then I think the break has made me realize some things about myself. Like namely that I like anxiety write. Not that I like it's not that I dislike writing and like I only write because I'm anxious, but like a lot of like my drive to write is because of anxiety, which is crazy. So I did learn that in November. Now that November is done, it's only been like what, just over a week since I took a break, literally pretty much just a week. Why do I still feel like it's been so long? Like I don't even remember the last thing I wrote. Harrison's birthday was such a fun stream, right? I still think about that one. That was really fun. I would have done, I could have done this tomorrow, like on his actual birthday, on Lonan's actual birthday. I was just like, do I want to give up my weekend for you? Like, just kidding. Just kidding. Typically my house is so much busier on the weekends. So I was like, let me do it on the Friday. And also I was like, Would people give up their Saturday to celebrate Lonan's birthday with me? I don't know. Pia says Lonan badge where I fight him in the parking lot. That's like the scene in Body Back where there's like the Lonan lookalike, the Atom. Remember that back in like June or whatever. I'm really happy that I'm able to catch one of these streams again. I know, I really miss doing them, so I'm happy to be doing them again. It depends on if I get this job. I don't know how often I would be able to stream like in the new year in general, because I was planning on kind of ramping things up in the new year anyway. So I kind of want to do them as much as I can over the holidays. Download this. I'm not trying to bash Lonan. I need to watch silent films with him. Okay, so I need recommendations then. Everybody who has silent film recommendations, because that is canonically like a thing. Like, so we're trying to work on that. I'm gonna move this more to my face. I'm trying to find out more of like what he would want to watch. Like, I'm pretty open to watching anything now, to be honest. Like, I'm not really a hater like I was. Like, I can be a hater. But like when it comes to like art and like books and like movies, I don't care like what it is. Like I enjoy all art pretty much at this point, even if it's like not exactly like, you know, if it's if it's like cleanness, for example, that's behind me, that I'm gonna like continue to talk about and read that forever. But like even art that I don't love, I still love. So I will watch anything. If you have recommendations, I have like a couple from like, I should have taken more film studies classes because Leonard would have watched all that shit like in syllabi. Oh, this is nice. I love Lonan. That's nice. We should give him love. I just make fun of him all the time. He deserves love and happiness. So I'm happy that he's getting love. Adam getting punched equals Lonan getting punched, right? I mean, doppelgangers. I'm gonna open my document. I don't know what to write because I have to finish. I have to. I'm not going to say I have to. Not to be like, I'm going to say I get to, but like really, like I'm not going to say I have to because I actually am going to enjoy it. I was like, I'm trying to find a way to not say I get to, but I'm going to say I get to finish Changing States. I'm almost done. It's crazy that I've been writing that for so long. I'm not even upset about like, I like, again, sorry to make this like, of course the Lonan birthday batch is going to be about like Rachel talking about like her internalized problems with writing. Like, it always has to be so serious, anything about him. But, I feel like this year, because I had so much time, like after I graduated, I was like, I need to finish things as fast as possible. And if I don't finish them as fast as possible, then like I start to feel very anxious, especially because your girl got a deadline that I really am not paying as close attention to as I should. Like I am, but also like with short stories, I kind of need to be in a mindset to write them. And I haven't hit that. And then a lot of external factors or whatever has sort of affected what I've been writing. What was this all to say? So like, anyway, I feel like I need to go really, really fast in order to finish something and feel happy about it. Like, I'm like, I want to like finish this thing in a month. Like, honey, like what's going to happen if it's past a month? Like, so Changing States was supposed to be 5,000 words. It ends up being nearly 30,000 words. And I'm like, it didn't take a month. Like, duh. Like, it's silly. Anyway. I love this question. Which of the main cast of Foster do you think could survive in a zombie apocalypse? Okay, weigh in. There are 19 of you here, okay? Some of you have got to know who the characters are. I think I answered this question on my birthday, but like for the Hunger Games. So I feel like the answer would be similar from what I put in the Hunger Games. I said that I think my instinct is probably Lonan because he's smarter. Harrison will probably like Harrison has more like sorry to be like he's smarter than Harrison. He is. Sorry to like I don't know. I just think with Harrison he has like knowledge of how to survive somehow. Like in the apocalypse like rewrite that my sister and I were working on, which is called Of the Red Earth. It's really good. If we can convince Sarah like so for me to read some of it because she wrote most of it, so I want to ask her permission first, but I want to share some of it because it's really good. And Harrison's really cool and has like a whole survival thing going on, so therefore like he can survive, but I feel like he would do something dumb and like get himself killed doing something stupid. So with that said, I do think that Lonan would probably survive or breathe, like either of the two, like anybody from that family, because they're quite, I don't know, resourceful, I think. Oh my gosh, Sarah's here. Hi, Sarah. Why did you just say Lonan? Oh, I see, because you were saying who you think would win. Okay. If Sarah says Lonan, then we gotta say Lonan then. I think it's Lonan. But anyway, I wasn't sure if Sarah was here, but we were just talking about, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about of the Red Earth. So that's why I was kind of thinking about Harrison, but I keep seeing you posting about this movie. I need to watch it. Okay, maybe I'll watch this one. Maybe we'll watch this one because every time I see it, I'm like, I want to watch that. Like that looks like something that Lonan would have watched alone in 2005 in Hallowed Bodies. Something I'm thinking about, this is so random now, but I guess it's about him. So I'm like, okay, this is his birthday party. I want to add so much to Hallowed Bodies, but I've been thinking about Hallowed Bodies because I'm like, that was like what happened when I wrote that? I don't remember anything. Like, I think the process of writing that book was so weird that like I don't have any like emotional connection to it, so I don't really remember. So with that said, that's like making me excited to go back in and like add details to it because I was like, sorry, I did not give you the personality that I meant to give you in this book. My bad. Dallin says Harrison would die from accidentally eating a poisonous berry or mushroom. Yeah, I think he would. Like, I mean, I think he's a bit of a wild card. Like, I think he would do good most of the time, but then like the other half of the time, like that's deadly. So, you were here for the Red Earth thing. Well, Of the Red Earth was a really fun project. Let's just talk about it because Sarah is here. If you want to weigh in the comments, we will write at some point, but it's been a while and I want to talk to people, so I'll be talking for a while. Of the Red Earth was so fun because originally we were writing it like together, like we were sitting back when we were in the same room, literally like at my desk, like sitting next to each other. And why were we writing that? What overcame us? If you remember, let me know. And like we were constructing sentences together, so that was really fun. But then like Sarah ended up like slaying and like taking over the whole thing, which is good because it's like reading. You gotta have a twin, man, because it's like reading your own work, but like you didn't have to write it. And obviously, like Sarah's writing is just so delectable, anyways. So it was a lot of fun. But she wrote most of it. I think there's like 6,000 words of it or something. Like it's a lot, and like I think that Harrison is probably the most likable Harrison. So it's like kind of like we need to unearth him from the vault and share him, because I like that Harrison a lot. Perfect timing. Have a word count goal for the day, and so far I've sat at the computer and written nothing. Okay, I promise we will write a little bit, but like I don't know what I read. Oh, that was what I was talking about. I was talking about changing states versus like sunless ground. Like I'm gonna open sunless ground. What did I even do? Like I wrote way too much in November. Like I don't recommend. Like I'm not doing that again, to be honest. But like I think with me, something about me again, like we're getting real on the Lonan birthday bash stream. I have this thing with like goals where I'm like, I don't have to do it. And then I'm like, I have to do it. We're working on it. We're working on it. So even though like I wasn't very happy when I wrote a lot this month, which seems like, why did I even do that in the first place? I wasn't happy about it. I was like, I did not do what I said I would do, in terms of like, I don't know, being like realistic. I don't know. Maybe if I didn't write 6,000 words at the beginning of the month in changing states, I would have had more energy, but I don't think so. Because honestly, I no regret. You can never regret anything that you write with Jeremiah because he's the best. What even happened here? Like we're on page 100 and sorry, I just saw like my note and I'm like, who stabbed who? I'm what? Okay, I'm moving on. And moving okay, the girls are fighting. I see, I see. Okay, I'm gonna X that off. I don't feel like dealing um, okay. I'm happy that you like hearing me talk about writing in the background. Okay, that's awesome. Um, anyways, how's everyone's writing going? I was like, oh, I'm back on YouTube and I'm like gonna do a consistent uploading schedule, and then like I didn't. I'm so sorry. Um, so I'm starting again with this editing videos. Sometimes it just takes a little bit too. You know what the problem is? I film videos that are too long, so I gotta make some that are a little bit shorter, and then they won't take that long to edit. But if you want to see anything in the new year, let me know. This is a good opportunity to let me know because I'm not sure the next time I'll upload something. So if there are things that you want to see, I didn't do any craft videos this year. That's very interesting. I mostly did writing vlogs, I think. Um, Caitlin says, started a new personal project today and hoping this will finally be the first novel I finish. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I love personal projects and fingers crossed because that sounds really cool and a good goal. Um, Sammy says, I haven't written in a while. Work in progress. Ideas came up and now I have more stories to write. See, I feel that because that's been me all year. Like I really got distracted in a good way, I think, this year with writing, but still, like I understand it's like you keep getting ideas and then it's like being in a labyrinth. I think that's at least for me. Um Monique says, I'm finishing up my manuscript for grad school with only 5 pages to go. Oh my gosh. Yay! That's amazing. Congrats on almost being finished. That's only 5 pages. Yay! I'm sure that's gonna that's like a huge accomplishment. Charlotte says I finished a first draft in November, which turned out to be about 33K, but I'm tired for sure. I'm literally brainstorming a new novel in the same world right now. Well, congrats on finishing your first draft. That's so awesome. And also for writing in the same world. Oh, that opens up so many possibilities. I love doing that, of course. I saw this. Yes, I'm so happy your semester's over, Pia. That's great. And you already know how much I love that title. Haze Dogs is such a good title. I love analyzing titles. I think I've already done an analysis on that title, but I love using my poetry degree to talk about why I love certain titles. So if you have a title you like, put it in the chat if you want me to analyze it right now, because I will. RJ Justice says, I'm just getting back into writing original works and I'm loving getting back into it and all of the process things. Yay! Oh my gosh, welcome back to writing. That's amazing. Yes, doing original stuff. So were you doing like a lot of like fan fiction before? That's so cool. Let me know if I say your name wrong. Malika? Had to take a break from my work in progress. It was stressing me out. I feel that. Okay. Honestly, I didn't realize until I took the break where I was like, maybe I was stressed out that whole time. Like the autism sometimes like I don't know until like way later. And I have been like very, very, very consistent with writing since June. Maybe like most of my day has been around writing, and like I'm very grateful for that. Like I not having to work, being able to spend so much time on writing. Most people don't have those opportunities, so it's not to complain or anything. It just made me realize, like, especially with October and November, the intensity. I was like, oh wow, I'm tired. I have to. I have to again with the have to. Like, sorry, I get to. I am going to. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm going to because I don't like that. I get to. I'm sorry. I'm going to prep the end of the year reading video. I'm really excited to film it. So I'm gonna go through everything. I think that's gonna be kind of nice because I wrote a lot. I wrote a lot this year. Typically, I don't really write this many projects in a year. It's been a lot of like emotional investment in a whole bunch of things. Went on like a really big tangent and started talking about myself. Sorry, I'm scrolling through the chat. Dallas trying to finish my taxidermy flash. Oh my gosh, this sounds so cool. Oh wow, I love specific professions like in short fiction in particular. It adds like such a cool, I don't know, vibe that I don't know. It's hard to like capture that same vibe like across a whole novel. That's why I love like specific little details like that like guide a short story or flash. That sounds so sick. Caitlin says been focusing so long on assignments and the deadline for them is next Friday. So I'm finally feeling like I have more time to write for myself instead. I feel that. I know that feeling. That was like in April for me, early April for me. And I still feel that relief. Like I can call back upon that feeling. So I can't wait for that to happen for you. And then you can spend some more time on writing. That's really exciting. And also like congratulations. Like that's a lot of hard work. T-Frog says, I've been writing a lot in my notebook, but I haven't felt like typing, so all my writing lately are currently trapped in a notebook. You know what? This can be like a good thing because then you write it all out and you're like, I wrote today. That's how I feel sometimes when I write in a notebook. Alyssa says, I'm hoping to publish my book in January. I'm struggling with edits, but so far it's been done. Well, if you do and you want to share it, please let me know. I would love to support you. That's amazing. Ooh, I love the title too. Love the title. Okay, I love that this is okay. I don't know if this was for the thing about analyzing titles, so I won't analyze it because I'm not sure. But I just want to say that I love it. I love phrase titles like that. I love writing. Says I've started a new book. What a surprise! And I'm actually pretty happy about it. I love starting new books. It can be fun. It's like, oh my gosh, like I'm going into a new thing. It feels like I don't know, being in a new world. Um, I woke up with Ballad of a Blue Whale stuck in my head as a possible title for the novella, but I can't tell if I like it. Maybe I like it. The reason I like it is because of that double B, like the alliteration, Ballad of a Blue Whale. That's nice. And then also, like, I love when like syllables are sort of balanced. I'm so nerdy about this. This might be like this is like a party trick. I should like, but the reason why I like titles like this is because it's like syllabically. Did I say that right? I don't know. Balanced. So you have like if you look at it visually too, but also with the blue whale almost looks like one word in itself because it starts with a B, just like ballad does. So that's kind of like on one end, then you have ballad here, and then you have of a in the middle. And so they're like quite symmetrical on both sides. I love it. That's great. Down says there's something about the Z sound and haze image sound slash haze image combined with the harder sound of dogs trying to kickstart the title and analyze chapter. Yes, okay. This is what I think I said when I analyzed this title. I love this title so much. Sorry, Pia, like to put you on the spot with your title, but I love this one too because again, like the symmetry, it's not quite symmetrical because like but it doesn't need to be because haze like the Z sort of sound is at the end and the dogs is at the end. So it's almost like it's like a staggered symmetry. I don't know how to say it. Maybe there's another way to say it, but like see there's a instead of the like symmetry being like this and this, it's kind of like this. So it's like really cool. There's still a balance because of the sound. I love that title. Sorry. um Down says flash slash micro especially is fun because it lets you explore specific weird concepts without having to worry about the consequences of it. Yes, I love it. This is why I need to write more flash. I think like the new year is going to be more about short stories for me, and like in general my short stories tend to be on the shorter end, so I can sort of explore a lot more. I'm trying to write some longer ones, but I'd also like to write a couple shorter ones. Maybe some flash. I don't know if I'm going to include flash in the collection. It kind of depends on if I write flash that I like. But I like short fiction in general for that. I became really unused to that. Hi, Louise. I'm trying to so hard to catch up on comments. I'm so sorry if I'm missing yours. Um, Caitlin says the title for my new personal project is Clocks That Tick for Another Time, which is a paraphrase quote from one of my favorite books. That's beautiful. Clocks that tick. Look at that that double CK in there. It's not just about like it is about like auditory symmetry for me, but also like the like visual symmetry. I like when titles have a sort of balance, and it doesn't even have to be like it has the same letter or the same sound. It almost like this is gonna sound like really funny, but like it like in vibe, if the vibe is symmetrical too. I have like a couple videos talking about titles, but I don't think I've ever talked in that depth of like analyzing titles. But I do love analyzing titles. It's a lot of fun. I love writing says so the book is actually about a side character from my other book, the one I shared once with the character being stuck in space. Ravenflake underscore. Okay, I'm not sure if I remember. Okay, well, that's really cool. Okay, I love writing being stuck in space, character being stuck in space. I love writing similar worlds with different character perspectives. I mean, that's why Lonan and Harrison are relevant. Like, they should all say thank you so much to Reeve for like creating that whole world. But it's my favorite thing. Like, you get to know your world, like, and also the character that was like the original point of view character a lot better. At least that's been my experience. Because even when you're not writing about them, even when they're not talking about them, like, I still learn a lot about Reeve when I'm writing in Harrison's point of view and she's not even brought up. Like, I don't know if other people who do that feel similarly, but I would love to analyze anybody's titles. Like I said, put it in the chat, say that you would not mind me to analyze it, and I will analyze it right now because I find them really fun. Ooh, I just saw this one like out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, okay, minding my own business when I thought of a title for my new work in progress, Crimson Gods. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. Again, like that S, it's sort of like Haze Dogs, like where the S is here and then the other S is here, like they're I guess in this case, like a Z sound, and they're like staggered. It's really cool. I love that. That's great. I think that works especially well, like when the words might not look similar. Like, that's a way to create like cohesion. It's cool. I feel you with titles. I feel that. I think this was like one of those things that I had to like figure out, how do I even title, because I wasn't sure. I really didn't know how to title anything for a really, 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 really long time. I don't really know exactly when that changed. But I remember in the beginning I didn't title anything. It was only when I got, I'm not sure, maybe when I started writing literary fiction, that I started titling things a lot more frequently. Yeah, because I started titling chapters. And when I started titling chapters, that changed a lot because I was able to practice a lot more. But now I'm at the point where like I need to have a title in order to write something. I remember one of like my favorite musicians said that, and I was like, well, that kind of seems a little extreme. And then now, that's me right now. Like, I can't write something or I can, I just don't feel very comfortable writing it if I don't have a title. I don't know why. So I think that has also helped because I'm like, I need to find a title. you know. Alien stories. I've been in a kick recently where I almost exclusively come up with alien stories. So I just decided to write one and hopefully get over the phase. You know what? Taking the idea that keeps bugging you and actually doing something with it. This is how I've been writing the whole year. It's a great way to write. One-word titles are fun. I do love one-word titles. What's everybody's favorite one-word title if you have favorites? I mean, we already know. My favorite is right there. I love Cleanness. That's a great title. Like, Garth Greenwell did that. Like, found the best single word to use as a title. I think especially like they're kind of like names. It's like words you recognize, but that aren't, maybe, at least I know this is how a lot of Gen Z sort of are viewing names when it comes to naming children. Like, names that are familiar and like maybe a little, a bit more classic, but also sort of different in a way. I feel like that can apply as well to one-word titles. I don't know, there's such a funny analogy. I love your titles, Rachel. Whenever I hear a new one, I go, that's so cool. That's very nice. Thank you. I don't think I have a new one that I haven't shared. I'm working on it, or I'm hoping to finish or work on a chapbook. I love this title. I think it's a good one. It's from the end of an excerpt in Changing States. So I'm thinking I might write a Jeremiah chapbook in his point of view that's just love poems. I've never written love poems before. Like, I'm not really like a love person. So I don't really write those. But with that said, I wanted to like sort of challenge myself to think about love, especially this year has been like a really big year for that for me in my writing, surprisingly. So I was like, okay, this would be fun. And also my favorite poetry collection is an entire collection of love poems. So I want to name that one after a line in Changing States, which is "You're like the sun." And that's like, that one eats for me, in my opinion, as a title. I don't know. Because like the you, it does it. The sun and the you, and the congruency. I agree with using chapter titles as a prompt for each chapter to help focus. That's something that I found really helpful, surprisingly, with titling. Ooh, this one, I'm not sure if I can pronounce it. Pleonexia? That's a cool word. I love it. An insatiable lust for something that belongs to someone else. And it was about a cleaning lady who turned invisible and stole from her employer. Ooh, what a concept. That's awesome. I was just thinking of another one. What was that movie I just watched? I was thinking about one-word titles. The Lonan birthday bash so far has been talking about Rachel's internalized problems with writing and titles. What was that movie, that Greco-Rocky movie that I just watched? What was that called? What was that movie? Now I have to Google it. Splendor. That's a great title. I was like, that's a great, great, great title. It was an okay movie. It's a pretty approachable movie if you're trying to get into Greco-Rocky. Pretty like normal, I would in comparison to some of the other stuff. I think that's the last movie I watched. I need to watch more movies. All right, that was my goal tonight. I'm gonna do that. Let's see. T-Frog says the title for my main work in progress is Cryptid Falls, and I don't know how I came up with it, but now it's so accurate to the book. I love that. That's beautiful. I'm just looking at it right now. Yeah, I think the vowel sounds are doing so much. The is sound with the cryptid, and then the long, like, sort of A in falls. Yeah, see, you don't even have to have symmetry for it to feel really, really good. It's just gotta have, like, harmony in some way. Favorite title Wallace James has ever come up with is Descent. It's an urban fantasy mystery thriller. Yeah, that sounds like the genre. That sounds awesome. Dallin says cleanness is so good, right? I love that title. I was like, this is great. This, especially like when you read Cleanness the Story, you know, like knowing the title was Cleanness the whole time and then reading the story, you know. Luster is a great title as well. I think like one-word titles can do so much. Ooh, okay. You've given me like the best titles ever. Memorial by Brian Washington, Pine by Francie Toon. Yeah, love it. Anything, yeah, you're right. That comes with a lot of weight and imagery and sound. And that's exactly it. That is exactly it. And then I think too, like with one word titles, a lot of like design can like impact sort of like, for me at least, it can impact I don't want to say impact the impact. That's how I'm going to say it because I can't think of anything else. Impact the impact of like how I perceive the title as well. I think it's crazy how like the visual element of like a book cover and seeing like what image they have behind the one word title, all of those things sort of come together and create like a very, very distinct vibe. And I think it can only really be done with like really, really, really good one word titles. I've had some really bad one word titles before. But I've started to fall in love with them. I think all of my short stories this year were one word titles. I had, and I don't think these were particularly good, but I think that they're good in the context of my collection. But I had Neighbor and I had Holiday. Did I write anything else this year? I can't remember. That was short fiction. No, I can't remember. Okay, everyone's talking about chlorine as a word. Yeah, really into that. That's I am just seeing this now. Hold on, a potential novella. We love talking about novellas in the chat. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, I need to hear about that someday. That sounds amazing. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about with one word titles. That's beautiful. Current work is called The Forgiveness of Hounds, which is a short story horror about what is it about the forgiveness of hounds? That's so cool. I love it. And like surprising words like that, forgiveness of hounds, like hounds, that's such a good word. I love words. Sometimes I'm like, did I study the right thing? And then I talk for 34 minutes about titles and words. Ooh, the sequel, The Blood of the Devout Wolf. Ooh, yes, we love that. The O sounds all throughout that. That's sick. Love that. Caitlin says one of my favorite titles I've written is Tiger's Grieve 2. That's such a good title. Beautiful. Ugh, I love it. The eye. See, you're all doing it like with the symmetry. It's sick. I love it. So what do we say? Should we write? Or do you want to keep talking? I really didn't have any plans for today. I need to open changing states. Jeremiah, like, what are you doing, boy? Like, I'm almost done changing states. What's crazy about it is, like, before November started, I knew that I was, like, nearing the end. But now that, like, yeah, I just decided I was like, okay, there's no point in rushing. Like, I've been writing it for so long. Like, what's it gonna matter if I take a little bit longer? It doesn't matter at all. So I'm really almost done. We're writing the Halloween party, which is so funny because, like, when it was Halloween, I was like, I could totally, like, finish the scene. So, like, I clearly had the drive to, like, finish it earlier. It's just like, there's really not a point, I think, in rushing it now, especially because I'm not going to get this back. I don't think I'm going to write with Jeremiah again in a point of view work. I think it would be hard for me to think of ideas for me to write, but I think I said that a lot this year. So I have to finish this Halloween party. It's really not going to be a long scene. I don't want it to be, I mean, that long. I think I've had a lot of long scenes in changing states, but it almost feels like really weird to write it again because it's been so long since I last wrote it. Yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago, but even then it feels like a lifetime ago that I was writing on this ground, and it was literally like 8 days ago. So let me catch up on these. So bad. Alexander says, I'm so bad with titles. The only title I have is Strawberry Bruised Ribs, but it's only a way to refer to the project. I'll change. Oh, I mean, it's beautiful. That's a beautiful title if you do keep it. That's gorgeous. Strawberry Bruised Ribs. Like, that's very surprising. Oh, it's gorgeous. Dead in the Water is so good. Titled their Hunger Games. Fic will be dead in the water. Yeah. Okay. I love that. I love that. And also, Hunger Games. I need to watch the new movie so bad. Like, I'm being inundated with Hunger Games shorts. Like, I try not to go on YouTube shorts because that thing is a time suck. Like, I will be there all day scrolling. But when I do, like, it's like 90% Hunger Games edits right now, probably because I keep watching all of them through, and YouTube's like, okay, here are more. And so I'm like, I need to watch this. I didn't read a lot of the book, but my sister was reading that book when we were painting our room back when we shared one, and it was like we were painting it white like back in 2020, and so she was listening to the audiobook out loud, so I listened to maybe like, I don't know, like 30% of the book. So I'm very interested to see how it'll go. I need to hurry before they take it out of theaters though. Okay, Charlotte says, once we start sprints, I'm gonna be brainstorming my next unsettling antisocial heroine. Yeah, I think we should start. Let's start. Let's do something. Let me pull up a timer. I'm probably not gonna do that many sprints because I don't feel like writing that much right now. I'm still taking a bit of a break. I'm kind of trying to take it easy, but I want to see if I can finish changing states before the end of the year. It would just be kind of nice to finish it because it's got like maybe 2 scenes left, so it's not much. Let me set this up. And I think we're going to do a little bit shorter than usual. I'm only going to do 15 minutes, and then I'll see if I want to do one more or if we'll just keep chatting until the end. I'll try again to, book more of these as well too. But since it's been so long, I don't think I could do too many sprints today. Sammy says, I'll be scrolling through Tumblr in these sprints. Me too. I'm just kidding. I might though. I have not been that active on Tumblr. I've been very anxious the last couple of days, so I have not been like on the internet that much. And also I've been taking a break. After like taking a break from writing, I was like, dude, like I have so much time in the day. Like I've been really going hard with writing. So it's been nice to take a break. I really needed a break. I hear people say like I'm so stressed, but I never take breaks and it like really bothers me. And then I'm like, girl, the call is coming from inside the house. The amount of times I probably sound so stressful to talk to sometimes. Like I will be honest about that because I'm always like, I'm so stressed, but I never take a break. And I'm like, okay, well, it seems like especially because I have the time and the ability to do so. So it's something I'm trying to work on. Let me share this screen and then we'll come back. We'll do 15 minutes. Let me know if you can see this. I think you should be able to see it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to hit go and I'll see you in 15 minutes. Okay, that was it. Let me know how that went for you if you did right. I wrote a bit. I mean, excellent for literary fiction. I wrote just over like 200 words. It's like 2 paragraphs, which for a literary fiction day, like that's pretty good. I haven't written this book in a while. It feels really weird to like to go back into it because it almost feels like a different person. I don't know. But it's not like bad or anything. It's just like it's just an interesting feeling, I think. Yeah, that's so weird how it's like only been like a month. I did work on it a little bit in November. Like I wrote a little bit of a paragraph. Um Besides like the 6,000 words that I wrote of the book in November. I forgot about that too. Um but yeah, I've been writing this since when? Like since July I started it, but I didn't start working on it consistently until like mid-August. So it's like taken me through quite a bit of time. So it just feels kind of sad to like get toward the end, but like I think I've gotten over like most of like the big emotional arcs. I don't think that there are any more emotional arcs, so it's kind of like chill. Like I don't really need to go that deeply into scenes because it's not really about that anymore. It's just about relax, you know, like this is the end of the story. It's now it's fine to like to kind of just chill at the end. Because it was a lot. I don't know why I didn't think that it would be a lot. I think for some reason I didn't think that this book would be this much, like emotionally speaking, and also in terms of like plot. Like quite a bit happened, so that's a little bit surprising. But I mean, I'm not complaining. Um, I'm just looking at it right now. Yeah, we're just under 28,000 words. I mean, I don't really care about the word count in this book. I'm just like more interested in it because um I'm like, is this gonna be longer than Body Back? Like, will Jeremiah have like done like overlapped? Not only Lonan, because like, oh, I forgot it's the Lonan bash. You know, totally beat his word count a lot because I think the word count's more fun to me in terms of like, oh, who's gonna be who, like in terms of the race, because I really didn't mean to write the race. Really not. I'm just doing something funny for me, but it's funny because Lonan's is so short in comparison, like 10,000 words shorter than Body Back, and then like another 10,000 words shorter than changing states. But I feel like it would be fair to Jeremiah, like in terms of a win, like a win is a win. Like of all of the novellas that weren't supposed to be novellas, like yours ended up being the longest. Like you deserve that, I think. So that's been fun. Okay, let me read what you guys have been doing. Charlotte says, I got about 300 words of loose exploratory outlining stuff. Such early early stages of this new thing. I fumbled reading that. Sorry. That's so cool. Okay, I'm kind of am interested about your process. So are you just like, is it just like in a document and you're just kind of like writing out ideas? That's so cool. I love writing has also been planning. I miss planning. I think October was so fun. I think about all of my last couple of Octobers. They were quite nice, I think. This last October was nice, and then the October before, because he kind of, in terms of like writing, let's ignore like stress. But in terms of writing, I kind of enjoyed them because it was like a lot of planning and thinking about ideas. Alyssa says, I was just continuing with edits. It's strange how I keep adding stuff. Honestly, that's me. That's me with everything. I don't blame you. Adding things is so fun. Caitlin wrote over 300 words. My characters are kids, so I wanted to capture that childish wonder. My fave line I just wrote is, are you going to look for the moon's daughter tonight? Oh my gosh. Okay, I love. That's a sleigh. Ooh, there's like mystery there. I brainstormed. I'm trying to help my friend make their homemade holiday catch on, and they signed off on letting me write stories with it. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I love when people talk about brainstorming because it's not like really a thing that like I'm very good at. I'm quite bad at brainstorming, to be honest. Like I have no ideas. That's one thing about me. I don't have any ideas. I'm very bad at like putting like the most obvious conclusion could be in front of me and I will completely miss it. So I'm always so intrigued when people talk about brainstorming. Pia says transcribing old Hayes dogs writing and adding as I go. So that's where most of the words came from. Trying to make it past this one scene. Okay, we love it. Is that like kind of what you're thinking about working on right now, or is it just kind of like, you know what's calling you at the moment? I'm very curious, mostly because I love that title and I love the project and the vibes. Dallin says rewrote my Flash opening and the rest of the draft is messy, but at least the opening is a slay. I'm so curious. I am so curious. This is the taxidermy one? I love Flash. I love Flash so much. And then again, like anything, Flash is the place to be like really specific. And I feel like the opening is to me like the best part. I love openings of short fiction in particular. Alexander wrote about 50 words. That's amazing. T-Frog wrote about 300. Now I'm like 500 words from a big fight and I'm not prepared. The girls are going to be sad for the rest of the book because of it. Oh no, I'm sorry. I totally understand. That's why I'm avoiding Sunless Ground right now because it's like a fight and I'm like, I don't know if I want to write that right now. I'm planning right now and I was thinking about the book being max 40 chapters, but I'm at chapter 30 and I've got like 5% of the plot. Oh my gosh, it's going to be long. Okay, I love that though. It's fun. I think writing longer projects is a lot of fun too. That's me with like the fantasy books that I write. They're just like very long and it's kind of fun to play around with them. Caitlin says, I'm atrocious at brainstorming. I just write and hope for the best. This is literally me. Like, I wish I could think about it more, but I have like, again, like I'm thinking I'm going to make a video about this just to be like honest, because like, I feel like sometimes it can be like, what are the things that like Rachel kind of struggles with or whatever, especially if I'm just sharing the positive things on YouTube. And I haven't shared like a lot recently. But I struggle so much with ideas because like I have a pretty poor memory like now. And I think a lot of it is also like anxiety again. Like I get very anxious about like forgetting something or whatever. So brainstorming kind of stresses me out. I don't know what happened because I used to really love it. I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't know. But one of my goals for 2024 is to kind of try to, I hate to say it like this because it sounds kind of like, I don't know, but like I'm trying to heal my brainstorming process like in the new year. It would be really nice because I don't know, I'm not good at it. I think a lot of it is like, I don't know. I have no idea what happened because I used to do a lot of brainstorming. This kind of happens in my writing process. I remember thinking like back in 2019, like, oh my gosh, I used to be so much better at like writing like specific detail and like being like really like lyrical in my writing. Like what happened? Okay, it just happens in the writing process. So I try not to worry about it too much, but I do need to have a lot of help in terms of brainstorming. Like my sister, bless her heart, like if I ever published Seventh Virtue, I'd be like, Sarah, you did so much of this. Because I'm so bad at plot. Okay, more process. Okay, speaking of, Charlotte says, I just start a Google Doc when I get a seed and play with it until I have some sort of plot. Then I start a Scrivener doc and outline 3 to 5 times. But I write fun scenes if they come to. Oh, that's cool. I love that. It sounds so simple when you outline it like that. Pia says, I'm making it a personal goal to try and draft Hayes Dogs by the end of next year. I feel like if I can make it past chapter 1, I'll be set. I feel like it's always like chapter 1. For me, it's so hard to write like the openings of things, like of longer things. Even though I like openings of short stories, writing like the opening of something longer can be kind of like nerve-wracking. And I find too, like when I do get past the first chapter is when things start rolling a little faster. Z Summer says they wrote 270-ish words for the day, not the sprint, working on a new short story and trying to get to the end soon because I have no pre-planning / outline written down. 270 words for a day is amazing. Like, honestly, I think I had a goal when I was younger to try to aim, like, if I was going to write, to do at least, like, 250, which is still, like, a lot, I think. I've been loving Pinterest too. Sammy says scrolled on Pinterest to find somewhat of a new developing idea for a new work in progress. I love Pinterest. I've had my Pinterest account for so long. It's completely disorganized on there, like the Foster. You'll see like eras of Foster all mixed up together. Like you'll see some of like fantasy pins, and then you'll see like some like really contemporary photos, and then sometimes it's like just fashion. I don't organize it or anything by character. I had started doing that for references, but I'll do that later, like on a separate board, I think. But I found that the algorithm has kind of changed up since I started using Pinterest, like, I don't know, like maybe 8 years ago. Now it's kind of like you pin one thing and like that's the only thing you get. It's like any algorithm nowadays is kind of like that, which is kind of unfortunate, but Dallin, yeah, it is about taxidermy. The opening basically unravels around the word taxidermy itself. Ooh, this sounds so fun to me. Okay, as a poet, I'm already thinking about how you could like basically break that word apart. I love it. So very fun on a literary level. I will share somewhere at some point, please. I would love to see that. That's amazing. That's a good word, I think. Such strong words that like it's so funny how like there are words that like are so strong that you can like develop whole stories around them. And any word can be like that. But when you find like the word, it's so fun. And that's something I love about poetry. I didn't really like appreciate that so much until I became a poet because I only started writing poetry in university. But I love that. Monique says 61 words, and I'm struggling with the final 2 scenes, but I'll get there. I simply don't have a choice. I feel you. This is kind of me with changing things. It's not that I'm like, I'm just not quite in it yet. I will. I did a pretty good job. But like, it's not, I still, like, it's kind of, getting to the end is going to be tough, but like, again, I also, like, it's the end. So I get you and not really, having a choice there because there's a certain direction I'm going as well. Pinterest board and playlist come first for me before plot or anything else. That is so cool. Ugh, I love people who have different processes than me because like I love creativity and seeing how different people can be. I think that's so amazing. Caitlin says, Pinterest is a godsend. I use the Pinterest widgets on my homepage so they cycle through my boards and constantly give me inspiration without actively trying. Pinterest widgets on the homepage, like the ones where you can like click on the individual boards and it'll give the ideas. Is that what you're talking about? I think Pinterest is really cool. I'm technically supposed to be working on 3 of last month's projects, but holiday stories are easier. You know what? Right, what is that? Whatever is calling your heart. Like, I think that's really cool. That reminds me that I forgot I had an entire Harrison story sitting in the background on my computer that I have been meaning to work on. What did I even do with that? Let me open that. Did I title it in the actual document? Yes, I did. Honestly, like trying to like just write what I want to write has been nice. Sometimes I get stressed out. Again, I get very easily stressed out about things. Especially, I don't know, this year, like I'm trying so hard to like unlearn sort of a lot of the things that I don't know what happened. You know what happened is like graduation and like feeling like I need to constantly be doing things. Which is not necessary, but I'm not going to be to lie. That's really like, that's sort of what motivates me at this point. So I've been trying to like not feel so uncomfortable, or at least like, accept that I feel uncomfortable when I like try to just write what I want to write instead of worrying so much. I have 8 pages of this. What do you mean? What do you mean I have 8 pages? This is for Lost Gods. What? Okay, well, Harrison has a pink iPod mini, so he wins. He wins. I think that was the one that was around, but it was based off of, I think the iPod Shuffle was released later that year in 2005, or it might have been released in 2006. I can't remember, but I had like a knockoff version when I was a kid that like it was like a gift or whatever. Like my uncle gave it to me and it was like this pink one. It was so cool. I wanted to give him something like that, but I think he has an iPod mini. It's probably his mother's. He stole. What's with Harrison and stealing things from people? Ooh, this is cool. Okay, I'll have to share some of that. in a second. Let me read some of these comments. Okay, I love your name, by the way. Blackberry Latte. That's so cool. For brainstorming, I normally just write a bunch of short stories to try to get the character and story voice. Short stories. Oh, that's such a cool way to like explore voice. I love that. I love that as an idea. Pia says it shouldn't be this hard to kill Connor the first time. She's gonna be dying so much in this damn book. No, but I love that. I mean, that as a concept is really cool to me. Also Shuffles, the collage app that Pinterest made. It connects to your board so you can cut out inspo and collage it all together. What? How did I not know about that? That sounds awesome. That's amazing. Caitlin says on the app for Pinterest, on app home screen, you can add widgets and they can cycle through specific board hourly. So whenever I have on my phone, oh, I see what you're saying. That is really cool. Oh, I did not. Yes, I know about that. Like, I didn't know that you could do that for Pinterest, though. That is awesome. And I'm sure great for inspiration. Harrison Kleptomaniac era. I mean, you're not wrong. It's his thing. Like, apparently, that's something he does frequently. I'm not really sure why. It kind of became a character trait in feeding habits. We can analyze him. What does that mean for him? I'm looking at the document right now for Lost Gods. If you didn't know anything about Lost Gods and you're like, what are you talking about? Because I don't think I've talked about it at all on this channel. I told myself I wasn't going to write any more Harrison point of view things, and I just ended up writing another one. So it's not done yet. It's supposed to be 5,000 words max. You remember we've been in this story before. It's supposed to be 5,000 words. It's currently 3,000. Nothing has happened. So what I'm saying is like it might be another novella, but like I'm not gonna say that because I think I will genuinely get really annoyed at myself if I write another novella. But I don't feel like a strong urge to work on it so much as I have like a strong urge to think about it, like and the vibes. And I think I do need a project where it's more thinky. I've been doing like a lot of drafting, and that's one way to write, but it's not the only way, and it's not the way that like matters the most. Like I've written a lot this year in terms of like actually getting prose onto the page. But I don't know if that's necessarily beneficial. I think it's sort of like messed some things up for me in some ways, mostly because I was like anxious. So I was like, I need to write all of these things down now. So I feel like I've missed out on some of like the I don't know, like when creating feels really organic, but in a way like it's also good because I also have like a lot of things written down. But for this one, I just feel like thinking about it quite a bit. Not me using the verb osmosed. Okay. Apple cinnamon candle. Okay, Harrison. Why do you have an apple cinnamon candle? Hold on. I don't remember my writing. Like, I really don't. That's another thing. I feel like I don't know. I'm not as invested in each and every single moment like I kind of used to be. I'm trying not to get hung up on like my process changing because it happens. But I forget a lot about what I wrote. Oh, okay. It's not Harrison's apple cinnamon candle. It's Jeremiah's. That makes so much sense. I was like, what? He's so apple cinnamon energy of Harrison. So I was like, that would seem in character for him, but I don't think that he owns candles. So that makes a lot of sense. Wham on the record player. They're living their best life. Like, when did I write this? I wrote this like during November. I just don't recall. Like, when between like Lonan and Harrison fighting with each other and Sunless Ground did I write this? Because I don't remember. I'm sorry. He'd become accustomed to the neon embrace of club lights. Hi. That's good. I like that. His skin opalescent in dregs of morning sun. Who wrote this? What? That's awesome. I love that word. I love that word so much. Opalescent's a great word. To be fair, I didn't actually write this much of Lost Gods. Like I have like quite a bit of it written on like on my notes app, like a scene. So I ended up putting it here. I'm not sure if I want to keep it here, but I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna put it here for now. Anyway, the marks like pointillism. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And that's a whole scene I already wrote. Cool. Nice. I have a cool scene. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the comments, but I'll come back to this in a second. Alyssa says when I edit, I work backwards. So I start with the last chapter and edit till I get to the first one. That's a really cool idea. You know what? I really like that idea. Maybe I should do that for my short story collection, like sort of edit backwards or edit to the ones that are like newer, almost in a sense, because I feel like, especially when I edit like longer works that are like chapter by chapter, I tend to like put a lot of effort into the first ones, then I get tired. Whereas like the first ones typically always get a lot of energy for me anyway. So I feel like that's a really great idea. Pia, we can analyze him. The fur coat told us everything we need to know. No, I'll never let this go. Right? Like I think that Harrison like created like an era that unfortunately is like unforgettable. Like, you know, it's my bad. I'm sorry. Did not think I was gonna like collectively mess us all up with the Harrison in a fur coat image, but I'm sorry. Lost Gods is like Until Heaven's bestie to me, right? I think so too. It's like they're very similar in vibe to me. And also, you already know I love that title so much. Every single time I see that title, I'm like, that's the best title ever. I love that title. It's great. I need a Heaven title. But you know what? I'm like, I don't think I can beat that one. So I think that's great. Caitlin says Harrison gives me the vibes that he would drink Schlur. Am I saying that right? I don't know. A non-alcoholic fizzy wine and placebo affect himself into thinking he's pissed off and use this as an excuse for his bad choices. Do you mind if I take that as plot? Because that's really fun. There was that fun Tumblr post that I saw. What was it? Blackout sober? That is the vibes that's giving me. And that post gave me Harrison vibes anyway. So I need to write, like I have so many different project ideas for him, unfortunately, that just don't really go away. And I don't really want them to be that long. And sometimes I'm like, okay, if it's just a paragraph, it's just a paragraph. Sometimes I just want to like explore his voice a little bit more because I feel like of all my characters, he did like the biggest 180. And so there's like a lot talking about Harrison a lot on the Lonan bash, but you know, as is his right, I feel like he went like a lot of people wouldn't know, you know, even like if you've been around for a while, unless you were here for sort of Mothwork era. And I wasn't sure if I shared a lot of Mothwork. It's like a lot of stuff that like Harrison went through in terms of like doing a 180. And so like I think there's a lot of information because I think he also has a very human reaction to a lot of the things that he undergoes and a lot of his choices. Man, thinking about him. Oh, I should stop. I should stop. Now I'm going to write this whole story. I think so. It'll be fun. I really have the urge to write something more like holiday-ish. I really like the idea of like holiday vibes. And I mean, Lost Gods takes place. I did timeline it actually. I can't remember. I have a note somewhere about it, but I have the exact calendar date that it starts and ends because I want it to start. Okay, so his birthday in this year in 2005 is on a Friday. So whatever is before the 3rd October, whatever, is when it starts. So I want to get some more holiday vibes, but like it's not going to be until early November, I think, is when the project is going to end. I say it could end up being much longer. You know what? It's fine. But I think I can still kind of inject some vibes, even though it's kind of early. You'd think I would know because I just lived that timeline. Like, was there like holiday hype at that time? I don't know. I don't even remember. Like, it was literally just that time. It was perfect research, and I did not pay attention. So, hi, thank you for coming. Finally made it to a live. Hi, thank you so much for coming. We're just being chaotic and talking about characters. Uh, I don't think I'm gonna do another sprint. I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of tired. So if you're staying for another sprint, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm gonna do another one in this round because I think I've done enough today. Um, this is me at holiday parties because I don't drink alcohol. No reason. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. So this is me at holiday parties. um, Tia says 24 karat Harrison might have been a phase that lasted maybe 24 hours in story, but I would bring up every time if I ever met him. Right? Like, how fun would it be? Sometimes I just want him to be real so we can all laugh at him in person. It would be so fun. Just joined the stream, so sorry if you've already talked about this, but are you going to share Changing States and or other books in the trilogy anywhere once they're finished? Okay, so I have made like some pretty like hard decisions. I remember being like, I think I might be able to publish Changing States, and that was when it was like 2,000 words. Unfortunately, they're all way too long for me to do anything with them. I don't think that I'm not going to like not I don't think I'm not going to be publishing them in their iteration at all. Like Body Back is a no, Hallowed Bodies is a no. Though I think I could turn Hallowed Bodies into a short story. And I wouldn't be opposed to that. Like I turned one of a Seventh Virtue chapter. This is so strange. Like the origin, I turned an entire Seventh Virtue chapter into a short story, which was Holiday. Which if you know me and you want to read it, let me know. But that one was like a lot of fun. And I feel like I could do that similarly to Hallowed Bodies, just changing the concept and the character, because I can't write with it being Lonan. That would be weird. But Changing States, on the other hand, like it's too long, and also like the story is like, I don't know, it's very compact at the same time. So it would be kind of hard to make it shorter because there's really not enough like content to make it short, but also like there's too much content because it's long. It's really weird. So it wouldn't, like what I'm saying is it really wouldn't work as sort of an adaptation. In terms of sharing it outside of like publishing, I have a lot of excerpts on my blog, like on Tumblr, if you haven't seen them already. I did all the writing updates for Body Back, so there's tons of Body Back on the internet. Hallowed Bodies, I did one update. It's on my blog. I don't know how many I'm going to do in the future just because I'm taking forever to write them, not because I'm opposed to doing them. And then Changing States, again, like I haven't even finished the Hallowed Bodies one. So I love doing the writing updates. They just take quite a bit of time. So the best bet at this point is for my holiday video. I might actually even film it in parts because I think, like, not put it out in parts, but film it myself because it'll be a lot of reading on my end so that I can read a lot of it and I can put timestamps so that you would be able to, like, you know, you're just interested, for example, in Changing States, you'd be able to kind of skip around. But that's pretty much it. In terms of, like, otherwise, like, I'm just going to print them out and hand bind them myself, like the way I did for Body Back, which is, like, the prettiest thing I own. I did show this in all those books just fell over. That's fine. Say hi to Mads. I have like a literal like fancy picture of like Mads and Hugh Dancy like for Mads' birthday on the set of Hannibal. I'm gonna toss that there. My best friend printed that for me, but this is Body Back, so I'm gonna do this for Hallowed Bodies and Changing States. I just haven't edited either. Hallowed Bodies I want to expand, like I said, quite a bit because I feel like I've missed a lot in Hallowed Bodies. So that's gonna be like the extent of it. So I'll probably have a video because I have a video on this. I just never edited it. But thank you for asking. I'm so happy that you would like to read them. I just don't think that they're like shareable. It doesn't mean that like I think they're bad. I just don't think that, like to people who are like outside of like me, like I don't think it would make sense to read them. Especially if you haven't read Moth work, I think is kind of important to read. So that's why I just don't think that they would work to share them. Your character Kai reminds you of Lonan. That's really cool. That's nice. That's sweet. Yeah, Lonan's so fun. I love him. have you ever considered I love these questions. Thank you for asking me questions. I love talking. Okay. Have you ever considered self-publishing? I'd love to read your books. I've been following you for a while now and love how you write. Also, your characters seem so human and complex. Thank you very much. I think a lot of them feeling human and complex, like to be like very honest, is like I write with so few characters and like I just feel like I know them as people. And it's why I really struggle to write things outside of this series, like that are really, really long at this point in my life, because like I like really got to get to know a character in order to feel very comfortable writing with them for something long. For something short, it doesn't matter. But like for something long, I really, really, really feel like I need to be invested. So I appreciate that like sort of comes through. I haven't considered self-publishing, no, because like I'm not opposed to it at all. But I'm just not really like big on publishing in general. Like I don't feel like I need to publish my work in order to feel like satisfied with it, and because I have this audience, I share so much of it anyway that feels good enough. I mean, like the whole thing is designed. Like I could put it out, but I don't think that would be a good idea. So this book itself is just it's a lot, so I don't know if I would want to share that. But I really appreciate that you'd love to read my writing. I do share them as much as I can, but just not in not typically like in sort of like print format. Dallin says, holiday stories are very fun. I'm not very festive in real life, but there's something about a holiday backdrop. I feel like they're very heightened state. Yeah, I love them too. I love the holiday season. Like, I don't love, like, my family is constantly listening to Christmas music every single day. So cute. That I don't love, but I do love like the vibes with the lights. And I mean, I just put this Christmas tree. There's tons of disco balls. Do you see one of them? That one right there by my thumb. It's a giant, sort of like bigger than the other ones, disco ball with Santa hat on it. They're really cute. So I like sort of the vibes too. I think it's kind of like uncanny almost. That's why I really like it. Feels like the world is very big, but to a character it could then feel very, very, very small. That's at least how I want it to feel in Lost Gods. I think I did mention that there were like ornaments in that, because I remember it being mid-October and seeing Christmas stuff in like the stores. So I'm trying to like put that into Lost Gods, because I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of like a bizarre almost, especially when time in retail is so much earlier than the actual holiday. So then it feels like you're in a perpetual state of the holiday. I have some tinsel right above my room here, so that's fun too. She gives him Harrison tinsel. He should get some tinsel. He deserves tinsel. I Love Writing says, I think I'm done with planning, so I really didn't like actually plan, but I wrote like little prompts for each chapter. So I have a slight outline. That's really cool. I love that approach too. I'm learning so much about like different processes. That's cool. Caitlin says, love the idea of holiday stories of people's OCs because it gives the impression of a Christmas episode or a Halloween special of a TV show. Yes, I love specials. One of the first holiday specials I wrote was when I was very young. I think I had just turned 13, and it was the 2015 New Year. So it was like, 2014. Wow, that was 10 years ago. That's crazy. And one of the first stories I wrote, I want to find it somewhere. It's a New Year's Eve party, and Harrison's being a menace. Like, he has brought like all the booze, and like he's being really like, I don't know what I was writing. I was like literally 13. So I had no idea what I was actually writing, but it's pretty funny. I need to find it because I'm like, that sounds so. He's never changed, is what I'm saying. So that was like a holiday special, and it was like with all of like my characters from all of the whole bunch of different projects. So it was like a big spin-off, but then also like all my sister's characters. So it was really fun. I want to do that again. Triumvirate holiday special one. I love holiday specials. You guys have intellectual property of my characters. I don't care. It's so fun. I'm throwing them at you. Right, the Halloween special era was so fun. I think I didn't really get to even think about mine. Maybe next year it'll be fun. I just like the idea of thinking about like book holidays and then like holidays in the context of like my book. I feel like that's like autism like ultimate edition for me. Has been really fun. I've always celebrated. Like, some people find it goofy. Like, I've heard other writers or like old friends say like that's kind of goofy. Like, not to me about my celebrating certain dates, but like maybe about themselves doing it. And I've just always found it fun. Like celebrating character birthdays, which the only one I really ever celebrate is Foster's because it's like at the end of August. And I haven't done it in 4 years because typically every year I will make him a birthday. I don't know why. He's not really that important of a character to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just roasted him, but like I don't really care about him that much. But I think it was because it was the only one like in the summer when I was in high school. So I used to very frequently do it. But I'm happy I was able to sort of like take some time for everybody this year. And it's just been really fun. It's been really fun. It's something I always do again, but like that I think was even more special this year because I didn't have any responsibilities. So it was just a lot of fun for me. Tinsel's such a good word. I want to use it as a verb. I love that. Oh my gosh. Your brain. Tinsel as a verb. Oh, that made my whole night. I love that idea. Hi, Jude. Jude says Jeremiah deserves to be in a cheesy holiday rom-com to get over his Harrison heartbreak. I agree. I think that he should go to Hallmark and he should have a good time. This is beautiful. Caitlin says the tree was tinseled, the door was wreathed. Now it says verbs are severe. I love that. I love that so much. Wreathed is beautiful as well. I didn't even think about using like holiday verbs. That's so fun. Dallin says Felix. I see Felix and I love talking about Felix. I have to read this. Felix loves Christmas, but in a very shallow way. He just likes the aesthetics, and that's very fun to explore. That's me. It's the ex-Christian solidarity. I feel that. I love the aesthetics of Christmas. I think it's fun. At least like all the fun lights. I think it's fun. I don't know if anybody else does this, but me and my family will sometimes go like driving around, or like my mom will sometimes take me and my sister like driving around to see Christmas lights, and it's a lot of fun. I feel really lucky because I think it's really nice to see, especially it depends on where you live, but like where there are like a lot of kids, sometimes it's like really fun to see what other neighbors do, and like, oh my gosh, the kids are gonna like love that. It's gonna be so exciting. Yeah, I think the aesthetics are really fun. That's why I want to write a little more, but you know, December is ending very quickly. Like it just started and it's ending. So I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. So I don't know how much more I can do, but I'd like to write a little bit more during the actual season. Sarah, you're still here? Sorry. Sorry I did not know you were here. I know. I'm sorry to drag Foster like that. I just don't care. I'm so mean because I know that a lot of you like Foster. It's not that I don't like him. It's just that like Harrison would kill me. T-Frog says there's a Christmas chapter in Cryptid Falls, and it was supposed to be like a little happy chapter before part 2, but so far it's 6.5k words, so it's not little. That's me writing anything this year. Okay, that is so valid. Listen, sometimes that happens. Sometimes things go out of your control, and it's fun to find out where they end up. Jeremiah Hallmark movie. I agree. What should we do to make up all the terrible things that I did this year to poor Jeremiah? Like, what would be fun for him? Me leaving him alone. I gotta write the end of Changing States as him like in a car, having like, you know, positive feelings, listening to do I have that CD? I think it fell down in my bookcase. Faith by George Michael. Will he listen to Faith again? I don't know. At the end, it could be fun. Full circle moment. Ooh, okay. I described rain as, this is making me so happy, a silver tinsel in a setting writing exercise once. And I gasped when I wrote it. That's like top 5 descriptions of all time. Like, oh my gosh. There are like a couple like similes, like metaphors that I've read that I love. This one, like any sort of comparison here, that's beautiful. And then there's one, if Sarah's still here, there's this poem that she showed me. I can't remember who the writer was, but it was like about grief dangling like earrings. Sarah, like I need you to please tell me the name of that poem because that's like up there with the earrings one. I love this. Beautiful. Wow. I'm currently working on a standalone called When Monsters Mourn. Ooh, we were just talking about titles and how like we love titles. And I love that this one has like the 2 M words in it. That's so cool. It's very fun. The main character is essentially necro-tethered to a dead world. And it's so challenging to write because the magic is a dead kind. Ooh, I'm really bad at writing magic. So this sounds like super cool to me because it sounds so complex. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Hi, Agnes. We were just talking and doing a Lonan birthday bash. I'll probably hop off soon, but I'm having fun talking. So, pointed north that started as a one shot, and now it's like 20,000 words long. Okay, we love the novella era. The novellas are so fun. Okay, I support anything in the novella range. I cannot believe I didn't write novellas until this year. They're like my whole life now. And I had no idea how to even go about writing them. They're literally like, as silly as this sounds, because it seems obvious, they're quite literally the middle between a short story and a novel. Like, of course I would love it because I love the length of a novel sometimes, but sometimes it gets really long. And then I love the length of a short story sometimes, but sometimes it's too short. So then you have a novella. There you go. It's perfect. Boromaya Hallmark movie. This would be so perfect. Oh, that's what we can do to help Jeremiah this year. We shove him next to Bo, which is happening right now. I need to send you that paragraph. I have a whole paragraph. I've been tinkering with the end because it's not quite right, but I need to send it to you because I have some like Bo details in it. What would Jeremiah's Spotify rap look like? Okay. Now I feel like I need to like grab all the CDs. Are they here? They are. Okay, you know, I don't feel like grabbing them, but they're in there. I promise. The only one in reach is one that he doesn't even listen to. Helpful. Anyways, so for like 30 hours straight, if like Spotify existed and he was listening on Spotify and not on a CD, when he's driving from Las Vegas to Baltimore, he listens to one single album like over and over and over and over and over again, which is Faith by George Michael, of course. Slay. So he loves that one. But also, like, why did you do that? Like, that's the worst album to listen to when you just broke up with somebody. Like, I mean, in a way, like, it's fun because, like, I don't know, you can relate your emotions and have a lot of fun doing karaoke and like giving your whole heart and soul to One More Try. But also, like, that's gonna hurt your feelings. Anyways, so the other ones, him and his sister have this whole thing about Madonna. They really like Madonna. So it's not anything that I really listen to, so I don't really know specific songs. But there's that. And then if I'm thinking of other things, Jeremiah has a whole playlist. There's like a whole Changing States playlist. I don't know if I can send links, so I'm not going to on the comments. Of course, my app is like installing. Okay, fine. Anyway, so there's a lot of music on there. It's on my Spotify, which I don't even know what it is. It's just my name. So it's just Rachel Latchman singing on Spotify. And there's a Changing States playlist on there. So anything on there, but really it would be like 99% that one album. I would love to see that. Spotify wrapped OC graphics. That's so fun. Oh man. What would Harrison's like wrapped be for this year? Not even just Spotify wrapped, but like you broke so many hearts after having your heart broken. Good job. It is the novella Rama. We're all invited, right? Novellas are so fun. They're so fun. I agree that this is the happy ending that I was looking for Jeremiah. For my Hallmark movie. I think so. Ooh, I just got Mariana Enriquez's new book, Our Share of Night, in hardback. Ooh, for $150 from a charity shop today, and I needed to share my excitement. Oh my gosh, that's an amazing find. That was like when this nice girl. Let me find it. I have it right here. It's just. There we go. Speaking of like charity book finds, I had Luster. This girl, like, there's a deal where you can like get a certain amount of books free. So she and I had sort of like run into each other, and she was like very nice, and we just talked for like 2 seconds, and she ended up coming up to me after, and she's like, can I like end up buying your book for you, because she was able to with the deal, and so she got it for me, like, and I ended up like, what is like, this is great, like this would have cost 1995 Canadian. So that was very nice of her. I felt very loved. It was so nice. People sometimes at their stores can be so nice. Like their stores are so fun. I need to go and walk around in one another time. I love writing, says Cora, my character. She's very reckless and angry and ready to beat everybody up. And I have another character named Dewey, if I'm saying that right. And he just adores her. That man has so much love in him. Oh, I love this dynamic. You would know that I love this dynamic. I mean, I write this dynamic all the time. It's so fun. Jeremiah's taste. We know 24 Karat Harrison is the album melodrama, but Jeremiah can get some too as a treat. That's true. That's actually very true. I need to listen to more of that album. I only know like the 2 songs because when I worked at the store, they used to play like 2 of the songs. I can't even remember the names. One was Brighter in the Dark, and then the other one was Hard Feelings / Loveless, I think. So those ones are on the Harrison playlist. Oh my gosh. About charity shops. They're so bare bones in my town, but I found Hung Up by Madonna on the CD section last week. That is so good. Oh my gosh. I've been searching every single time I go to the CDs because you can see it there. That little gray thing by my TV is a CD player. It used to be my childhood CD player. And it's the one that typically like goes under things. It ended up being passed on to my family, but we're not using it anymore. So now that I have my CD player, because I stole it back from my brother, I was like, Liam, you're not using this, so I'm gonna take it. Because I mean, I used it the most before. I was like, technically, like this was mine. No, I'm just kidding. But literally, like when we used to bake, like there was like, it was disgusting because it was like covered in like flour. It was gross. Anyway, sorry. What I'm saying is I always look for CDs now whenever I go into the thrift store because I have a CD player again, so it's a lot of fun. I love physical media. I've been collecting CDs because I love buying music, but particularly I love buying CDs. I've always loved physical media, so I've been collecting a lot of CDs my whole life. So now that I like can go to a thrift store more often, not that often, but like whenever I can like sort of like encroach on what my parents are doing, I'm like, hey, I'm going to the thrift store. So I go and look, and sometimes they've got like $2 CDs. So I've been buying a lot of CDs. I haven't put all of them onto I haven't listened to them, put them all into the player yet, but thrifting is fun. How do you spell your last name? I'll try to link the playlist. It's 12 letters long. It's LACHMANSINGH. Let me see if I can do it myself now that Spotify is open. I'm not sure if I can send links. Let me see. I might have spelled that really fast. Let me find it. 17 public playlists. What are my playlists? Like, what is on here? Oops, I don't know. The fact that people follow me on here, I'm so sorry. Like, sometimes I have really really weird playlists. Okay. Let me see if I can. No, I don't think it'll. Oh, hold on. Maybe it will. Let me send it. Oh, yay. Okay. I thought that YouTube doesn't let you put links on things anymore. That's me. My reading lately has flipped between writing research and random interest research. I love reading, but I have to trick myself into doing it for an external purpose for whatever reason. You know what? Whatever works, works. And I mean, I feel like that sounds so fun too. I like that approach a lot. That's kind of how I read as well at the moment. It's like really like reading for like a certain thing, or trying to look at a certain technique or get inspiration for like, a certain vibe. Alan says, love physical media. I have a record collection and no record player. No, I'm so sorry. But also, a record collection is so fun. I have a couple of records. Like I have that one from Julia Jacqueline. I don't have that many. I collect mostly CDs. But I should get more. I have a couple. I think when I was a teenager, I had a few, but not as many. I think I do have a player. I don't know where it is. I should put it in here, but there's really not space. So, but it's so fun. I feel like it loves me when I like put it like the needle on it. It's like I feel loved. I've been meaning to buy more CDs because I miss playing music and having physical music. Yeah, so one thing about the CD I have for Faith by George Michael, which the reason why it's in Changing States is just because I bought it. I was like, wait, hold on. Like, I went there and I saw this and I was like, that came out obviously way before 2005. It's Jeremiah CD now, so that's why I ended up buying it. I guess there was a scratch in it. So on one of the songs, it's like completely sort of warped in the middle of it. It's okay. It feels like it's talking to me, it loves me. It's like this sort of scratch. It only exists on this one in this exact place. No other like scratch is gonna sound the same. That's what I tell myself because my CD scratched. Anyway, I was watching videos of my dad before he passed today, and he also had a giant CD collection. So it's really nice to hear about. Yeah, my family, my mom, I think, is a really big CD person. Maybe that's where I get it from. I took some pictures of myself. I did post them on my Instagram. They're the ones where I was like with the disco ball. My mom has these like really like tall CD racks. And now that I live in my basement, I've lived in like the same house my whole life, but this is the first time I've had my own space. So we've had these CD racks the whole time. They're like these tall black ones, and they have tons of stuff. Like, and it's really cool because it's all just stuff probably from when my mom was maybe in her 30s. So it's really cool. Like you can kind of see what she was listening to. And so I've been meaning to go over there and pull some things for Harrison in Lost Gods. I left my CD over there because I had gone to the thrift store and I had bought a copy of a Cranberry CD, but like I had only looked at the back, and it was actually on the front was an Enya CD. And so I put that into, wait, I think I have, did I write it? I might not have written it. I think I did write it. I gave that one to Harrison. I was like, oh, well, that sucks because that was like, I mean, I'll still listen to the Enya CD because that's cool. I think we might already have a copy of it though, because I kind of recognized the cover. So I was like, I think my mom might have this, but maybe she doesn't. But anyways, I put the details, what I'm saying. You can never like, it can never like you can never like make an error. I think when it's like, oh no, I bought this wrong thing. Okay, hold on, I'm giving you to Harrison. So that's been fun. Let me see if I can find it. My microphone is in the way. There we go. This is the document. It's somewhere. Oh, they're talking about CDs. Okay, let me read this. Once they'd spent an entire Saturday driving aimlessly around upstate New York, Harrison and his mother, taking turns slotting CDs into the player. Culture Club and Bruce Springsteen for Suze, The Killers, and Enya for Harrison, which he'd meant to be the Cranberries, but he bought the record secondhand. And while the case was indeed no need to argue, Watermark was inside. That's what I ended up writing. So I think that's really cool detail. Sometimes life throws specific details at you. And so now it's like, I love it so much. Like it wasn't meant to be that way, but it is that CD that I have. I mean, I need to put it in here. I'm kind of running out of space in here. I have to reorganize. Most of the books that I have are with my sister, but when I was in school, they were giving away free poetry books. And I was like, I want some. So I took a lot. Sorry. I have read a lot of them too, but they're taking up quite a bit of space now on the bottom before. T-Frog says, I found my old radio while rearranging my room over a 5-day weekend, and I'm so happy about it. I've listened to so many old CDs of mine. I love that we're talking about this. This is fun for the people who have been here. The late night gang. It's literally 5:19 p.m., but like I'm saying, because it's coming upon 2 hours, but, yeah, I think finding, like, old I think especially, like, at my age, like, I'm not sure how if other, like, older Gen Z feel the same way, but I think finding, like, old physical media that, like, before, like, streaming was a big thing and you bought the CD, like, it's really cool, I think, to me. I feel happy about it. Um, Let me know how other people feel about that, but, like, for me, if I could find that pink iPod shuffle that I was talking about, I think it has to be somewhere, I just don't know where. So, I would have to find it, I don't know, I have to dig up some old storage, I think, from when I, was in the other room. But I'd love to find it because that kind of thing is so cool. And music takes a lot of space on my phone. I would like to have like a separate iPod one day. um, Thank you for attending. I hope I didn't miss you. Because you sent this like 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry. Thank you for coming. This is a lot of fun. I'm losing my voice, but like I'm having fun talking to you guys. Charlotte says my first car only had a CD player, so my collection was prime. I had both fun albums and just played them on a loop for like 3 years. Okay, I love that. I love listening to music like that. That's so fun. Yeah, I love CDs. I have a couple of them on my wall. I have Grace by Jeff Buckley on my wall, and then like a Sea of Moral Panic by Nothing But Thieves on my wall. I don't like that album, but I have it on my wall. So I just think they're fun. And I remember when I was a teenager, like saving up like for them, and that was fun. Back when like HMV in Canada, because if you didn't know, HMV doesn't exist here anymore. It sucks. I loved HMV so much. When I was like 13, 14, 15, I would go to the mall and walk around that shit for hours. I loved HMV. So I think they're still in the UK, but I'm not sure if HMV is anywhere else. Anyway, I miss it. I miss it. And the people were so nice. I remember going into one once, and I was wearing my brothers, because my brothers are, both of them were in a band now. One of them is still in the band. So I was wearing my brother's band t-shirt, which sometimes I wear in my videos. And like one of the people working there was like, "Oh my God, like you know that band?" And I was like, those are my brothers. So that was fun. They were very nice. I miss it. Caitlin, thank you for coming. I'm sorry if I missed you as well. Thank you for coming. CDs used to be stacked all the wall up to our ceilings when I was a little kid. Yeah, that kind of reminds me, like I said, of like those tall, you could, like I said, you can see them in the background of those pictures that are on my Instagram, but those tall like things, they used to be just as tall as me when I was a kid, because I'm quite short, and they go up to like maybe halfway up my waist, so they're quite tall. So I really like them. I want to get some like maybe hanging storage, because I have so many from when I was a teenager, because that was really the primary way that I bought music when I was a teenager. Dallin says, one time when I snooped my dad's CD collection, I found a Jeff Buckley live album. I would die, but it had no disc. No. Oh, that's so cool. I'm really curious to know which one it was. Oh man, I gotta listen to more Jeff Buckley, but I have been putting it off. I saw somebody mention this on YouTube, just because there isn't a fine collection of music. There's only the one album and then whatever was put out after. So I've been like really slowly, it's been 4 years almost of listening just to Grace, and I haven't listened to anything else, just 2 songs from My Sweetheart the Drunk, and then 2 songs from, what is that called, is it So Real, the EP? I can't remember. Anyways, but I've been like really like waiting, so I'm so curious now. My dad was trying to play Jeff Buckley, and he was like, do you know what's playing, like what song? And I was like, I don't know this one, because like I've just been taking my time with it. Anyway, that's so cool. That's like a really good detail for something too. I still remember my first Hannah Montana CD and Barbie CD player. Yeah, I used to have, Lonan would love this. Speaking of Lonan Bash, I used to have a Hello Kitty DVD player. I think I would kill for that thing right now, because like I don't have a DVD player anymore. I got one for my computer, but it's like it doesn't love me the way that a DVD player would. And it was pink and it had Hello Kitty on it. It was so cute. Anyway, so that's cool. I had the Hannah Montana CD from the movie. So I know all the songs from that. Agnes says, I just had a visceral image of my main character with a hot pink MP3 player that is definitely 3 or 4 decades old in her world, right? Yeah, so like Harrison has his pink MP3 player. I want to play more with the 2000s details because I have them because it's mid 2000s. So I feel like I don't play with them enough. So I toss that into what is it called? Lost Gods. It's fun. I really like playing with historically accurate details. I never really used to be into it, and like I found like I struggled quite a bit with it. But now I just don't think of it as like world building. I kind of just think about it as like this is so fun, and like these are just some fun things. I want to find that poem I was talking about earlier. Hold on. I know what the line is, so like if I can find it, that would be lovely. Just in case anybody remembers what I was talking about and was like, Rachel, you forgot. Gosh, what was it called? I'm gonna text my sister because she's gone. Okay. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Okay, we did have a good sprint. I'm still talking, but yeah, I don't think I could do another sprint. I'm so sorry, but I'll try to do another one soon because I miss talking to you guys. I'm gonna text my sister about what that poem was called. Hold on. Because that's a great poem if you haven't read it already. I think it's on poetry, but let me see. Sarah, what's the earring poem called? I would shout, but she's not at different floors, so I don't think she would hear me. Let's see. I'm just catching up. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling. I'm so jealous that you can't walk around HMV to walk around autistically. That was my thing. And you know what? I loved HMV so much that like when they were shutting down here, they literally were selling like uniforms. And I regret to this day not buying one of the t-shirts because I loved HMV. Like most of my and I would go like to like every single artist that I loved and I would look through every single time. Every time. And sometimes it would be like a lot of stuff to look through, but I will look through it every time. Like I got like most of my Stroke CDs from there, and then I got like all my Daughter stuff from there. And they were running like a Daughter thing at one point in 2016 when the second Daughter album was coming out, like where like you could like return the CD like whenever you want. I can't remember. They have this sort of thing. I don't know if they still have it now because they shut down. But you could return the CD like once a month. They'd have like a pick or whatever, and you could return it whatever you want. I was like, I'm never gonna return this. Like this is so good. And they had like a poster. I remember when like Taylor Swift's Red came out. There was like a whole thing in the front of the store too. Anyway, I love that store. I miss it very much, man. And I remember I would wait for my dad to come pick me up after, and I just have my CD. So fun. That was like before streaming was like a big thing because I remember my oldest brother started streaming music first, and I never got onto it because I guess I was just like my CD. I'm sorry, I'm so behind. I clearly remember saving up and going to Borders for the new Cage the Elephant albums on CD and keeping the posters that came with, right? The posters. I remember I think a poster came inside. I love the movie. It was like a Oh, I found the poem, by the way. I will remind me to not end this stream before I give you the poem. This musical movie called Across the Universe. It's like a Beatles thing, and my dad loves the Beatles, and so my whole life he's been trying to get me to watch this movie, and I was like, Dad, I don't want to watch that. And then like we ended up watching it because like the character, one of the actors looked like one of my sister's characters. So we were like, we got to watch it now. So the CD, I think I still have it. It had like one of the posters on the inside. And I loved that movie when I was younger. So that was cool. I love when they come with things. And I had that on my wall. I think I took it with me to school. Some of my old videos in my dorm, you probably would have seen it. Okay, let's see. My new novella set in the mid-90s, so I needed the CD talk so bad. Okay, I'm so happy because CDs is one of my things. Like, it's one of my collections. I love CDs. It's like, I don't think, like, you know, like, I don't think it's quite like a special interest because I don't think it's like there, but like it's, when you autistically love something, but it's not quite a special interest. I love CDs. Historically accurate details. Oh, I love it. Yes, with the Walkmans. That's so cool. I've been really getting into it and trying to like think about it more, especially like I had consciousness in 2005, but like I don't remember that well. I remember a lot of things. I just don't remember that well. So doing some research has been fun. My core memory regarding CDs is playing the burnt CDs my cousin had on her old radio whenever I went to her house. Yeah, I love that. That's so cool. That's a great detail. The High School Musical CD I had, that was also a burnt CD. It was hooked on like the next to last song, so I couldn't listen to it. Oh no. Yeah, that's so cool. And also so valid. I love having that CD. That's a great soundtrack. My world is set in 2030 to 2040, but my main character uses ancient tech due to how available it is in cheap market stalls. Oh, I need that to happen to me. I love physical media. Oh man. I'm so happy you find the streams are fun. I think they're fun too. You had to be a grown up and go to the grocery store. I understand. Oh my gosh, that's totally fine. I'm gonna stream more anyway, hopefully soon, but it's hard for me to do them sort of super late because it depends on how busy my house is. I have a very busy house. A lot of people live here. Pia says, I have to sit down and properly study 80s rock for Keep Staring. Right now, the Adam Inspo playlist is like 5 Journey songs because of who I am as a person. That's so awesome. I gotta ask my parents because I remember asking my mom, like, what are your kind of favorite songs? I asked my dad too when I was making the Changing States playlist, which is mostly 80s, even though Jeremiah is like in 2005 because I guess that's just what he listens to. And so I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's tons on that playlist. That's so cool. Come to the UK. We could stand at the HFU horror DVD section like Bono. You just reminded me they have movies and TV shows. Yeah, they did, and posters. My life. I'm so I need to go. Okay. It's a date. I need to go because I miss that so much now that I remember. Because a lot of you might know this, but like I don't think so. It's a pretty niche detail, but I loved Bates Motel. For some reason I'm really into like spin-offs of like well-known horror media. And so I would look for the DVDs every single time I went, and I was so excited when one day I actually found like the seasons of whatever Bates Motel. And I would look for like all my favorite movies. I would go through every single movie. That is so. And why did it take so long to get the autism diagnosis? They don't ask questions like, do you walk around HMV and look for all your special interests during the assessments? I'm just kidding if that wasn't clear. But oh man, I miss that store. There's no other music store. I mean, there might be one actually, but I've never been into it. Weekend plans? No, but I don't know if I want to spend like $20 on a CD right now. Fiona Apple's version of Across the Universe made me like, who are the Beatles? I only know them as Apple. Yeah, I just like that soundtrack. I think the soundtrack, the actors, which I think I loved learning about that movie because mostly they wanted to find good actors, and then they just so happened to they want to find good singers, and then they just so happened to like be able to have them. Most of them I don't think were actors because they were singers. That's a good musical. I like it because it's not really musically. It's just like there is music, but it's not like they randomly. It's not like Mamma Mia. Like I love Mamma Mia, but it's very different. Dallin says in September I went to a tiny Walkman / cassette dedicated store, and I was like, OMG, autism heaven. So sad I didn't get anything. But sometimes like the whole experience of walking around, like that is like that's the thing. Oh gosh, that's so fun. I remember when I was in rural Ontario in August, I've been trying to make this a habit. Like if I'm anywhere that I'm not typically, I want to see if I can find like a little charity shop or whatever. And so we went into this small one, and it was just so fun to walk around. I didn't check to see if they had music though, because typically I go through every single CD. I'm that person standing at the shelf for a really long time. 13-year-old me was trying to buy Supernatural and HMV and they wouldn't let me because of the age limit. That's not nice. Aw, that's cute though. That's adorable. Aw. I was literally walking around HMV looking for Crash like they would stock that. That's me every time I go out. What do I look for at the thrift stores? Gosh, it's always the same things. I've been looking for a copy of My Own Private Idaho, and now I've been looking for like the Teenage Apocalypse trilogy every time I go out. And I'm like, they're not gonna have that. Like, those were hard enough to get, like, I think during the time where they were selling them. So I don't think they're gonna be at the thrift store. I don't think I found anything. The only thing that I found that was like exactly what I had been looking for a long time was this amber rosary that's like Jeremiah's, but I had already made this one. The thing broke off. I need to add it back on. But like I had made this one out of the amber beads or whatever. So I was like, I'm not going to buy this, but it was the first time something I had been looking for years just kind of like materialized. Me and Jeremiah are holding hands. I was also in 2005 only listening to 80s music because I was a child held to the whims of what my parents listened to. This is how I feel. My parents always listen to obviously all this kind of music. And then my dad will be like, how do you know that song? And I'm like, Renee, how do you think? Like, because like this is all we listened to 15 years ago. It's cute. It's really cute. But it's funny because I did the same thing to him too. Because I really got my dad into like the Strokes. He loves the Strokes. And actually, both my parents love the Strokes, and we were able to see them with my best friend, my sister, me, and my parents all went to see the Strokes in 2019. And sometimes I'll be like, "How do you know this song? Like it's the Strokes." And so I get it. I do the same thing that my dad does. Is what I'm saying. It's really cute. Charlotte says, in 2005, I was listening to Bluegrass and Weird Al because I'm a second generation autistic. Oh, that's cute. I love that. Oh, that's a great specific detail. Having autistic characters is kind of like being a parent, I imagine, because I was walking around horror stores like, no, I am not getting expensive 80s horror movie merch because Bo would want it. Yes. Oh, that's exactly how it is. I have to try so hard because especially like, I don't know about you, where you guys are, but for me, the prices are a little unfair sometimes. I'm like, so I really can't like all the time. But sometimes I love thrift stores. I've been going to thrift stores since I was 15, 14. I don't know, a long time. I love them. They're fun. Because you have to look around. You get to see so much stuff. So now whenever I go, I'm like, what will my character get? And that's why I end up with so much jewelry because I'm like, Lonan. And honestly, the jewelry is like the best. Sometimes they're like $2. So I will take that. Everything imported here is way too expensive. No. In Latino America. Oh man. I feel like everything's getting very expensive nowadays too. I'm like, At the thrift store, I'm not gonna spend $4 on a pair of very tiny earrings on one, even though I like the thrift stores. They're very fun. I wish that I had some like smaller ones around me, but there's no smaller ones. So I have to find one maybe. But the one I went to in rural Ontario, it was so nice. It was so nice. It was beautiful. I got tons of like glass, and I think the smaller ones have really, really, really good prices. Like this piece of stained glass that I'm looking at right in front of me, that thing was like $1. I can't even remember. It was so beautiful too. I had like a teapot that I got $1. Like what? It's very nice. One time I bought some new shoes just because they look almost exactly like my main character Nadia's shoes, and now I wear them every day. Yay! That's so exciting. I love doing that. I mean, that's why I have this necklace. My mom got this for me for my birthday, which was very nice, the angel necklace. And this chain is actually my grandma's chain, so I feel very happy wearing it. And then that's why I have Harrison's earring. I was supposed to do something Lonan-y because, you know, it's the Lonan bash. There's nothing Lonan-y to do. Like, I don't have anything that he would. I gave him, my dad ended up giving my sister, you guys have probably seen it, I've worn it a couple times in video. It's just like a really dark blue corduroy jacket. I gave him that. It's in this painting. Oh gosh, I have to take it off the wall. Hold on. This jacket. See? So I did give him that. So that's about it. But the iconic like Lonan autism outfit, which is what I call like, that's me wearing the same thing like the over and over again. The shirt, like his blue shirt, I don't have that, just mostly because I don't think it looks good on my skin tone. Like I can't find one that looks good with, I don't know, me. And so I've never gotten one because I was like, I'll never wear this, even though I want one. And they're like really easy to find because everywhere sells those blue button ups, but they just don't. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't think I can style this. So, I feel this. It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm so sorry. Man, that's a whole conversation. Estate sales. I've never been to an estate sale. Are so good for beautiful vintage things. I found something made in West Germany recently. I've never thought of that. I mean, I'm sure that there are a ton in my area. I just never thought about going to one. That's awesome. I didn't even see anything like garage sales this summer either. Nobody was doing anything like that this year. But I haven't thought about going to an estate sale. That's cool. My OCs control my clothes shopping trips at thrift stores now, I fear. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like your OCs are also controlling my clothes shopping trips because they dress so well. I'm like, what would Bo wear when I go to the thrift store now? Style icon to me. That's how I've been for like a really long time. Like I've always, like for years I've been trying to cultivate things that my characters own. Again, where was the diagnosis? I was just kidding, but still, I'm like, anyways. So I'm still looking for a really perfect Harrison jacket. Like I have one and I'm happy with it mostly because like I really, just besides it being kind of Harrison-y, it's the same cut. So I really wanted it so that if I needed to take reference pictures, like I have one, and it was a really good price, and the inside is beautiful. I don't know if I've ever shown it anywhere, but it's got like this, I got a leather jacket, if you don't know what I'm talking about, back in March. It is very, very nice. And even the guy at the checkout was like, this is so nice. I'm like, so it's got this like floral, like teal pattern on the inside, which is super Harrison-y. So I wanted it like to, if I needed to take photo references, and I use it a lot as a prop in my photos. So it gets a lot of good use, but I haven't found one that's exactly like his. Every person I know or see as strangers, like has that jacket and not me. I'm like, this is not fair. But yes, this reminds me, actually, I totally forgot. Jeremiah has an entire Halloween costume, and then I had ideas for Harrison's Halloween costume too, because it just reminded me of jackets. And I think Harrison ends up dressing up as the main character in My Own Private Idaho at a Halloween party. I don't think I wrote that down, so I'm gonna rewatch this if I forgot that detail. I got a leather jacket last Christmas that my character Sam would wear, and honestly, I give myself every reason to wear it whenever I can so I can be him. That's me with this earring. I have not taken this earring off in 2 years, 3 years. My sister made me this one, 3 years ago. I love that earring. It's so fun. It is really fun. I love it. Like, I think it's such a fun, like, harmless way to, like, engage with your characters. I think it's so fun. If you ever need plates or cups, estate sales are so good. My family got a 100-year-old grand piano for $300 from an estate sale. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love pianos. My family has like a really nice piano that's been in the family for a really long time. Like they managed to bring it from South America all the way here. So that's really cool. And it's probably older than my dad. So that's cool. I love piano lore. So sad about the bow windbreaker I didn't buy. At least I have 2 Felix jackets though. Yes. Okay, we love that. I'm gonna continue to look out for a windbreaker like that because I don't have one. So I feel like that's my next goal. What's unfortunate is I think I saw one too. The last time I was there, I just didn't clock. If I had clocked it, I would have at least tried it on. I don't know why, because I don't have a windbreaker like that. And I collect jackets. Like I have a lot of collections of things that I've been collecting over the years, and I have a collection of thrifted jackets. And you've seen most of them on my channel because I like to, wear them when I can. And typically I don't go anywhere. So typically the only time I can wear them is in videos. But yeah, I like collecting them so much that they're just kind of taking up a lot of space now. I wanted to like display them like on a rack, but unfortunately I don't think I have enough space for that. Anyway, I had said that I was going to get you the name of this poem. I did get the name. It's Oxygen by Victoria Chang. If you were wondering, I know this was like literally an hour ago when I mentioned this. Thank you, Sarah, for getting this. It's beautiful. It's an entire, like, I think the collection my sister read, it's called Obit. It's an entire collection about grief. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This poem's really great. There's that line about the earrings. Like grief, the way it dangles from everything like earrings. Beautiful. Every single thing I write, I'm just trying to write that. Like, I'm just trying to write whatever that was, whatever feeling that conveyed. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's my favorite kind of simile, I think. Very simple similes, but that are very unexpected. Gorgeous. Agnes says, I need to get something for my girl Autumn, but her fashion sense is kind of a disaster of old clothing that's seconds away from falling apart. Yeah, sometimes you have to, like, it's almost finding like the worn in OC clothes so they don't look as brand new, but also that aren't, super old. I feel that. Talon says, I actually haven't given my OC any OC my windbreaker that is literally from the 80s. Maybe they can all just share it. That is such a good like idea for something, like whether it's like a detail in a story or like an entire story, like Flash, based around sharing custody of a jacket. That's so cool. I love it. Reminds me of this guy I saw on campus yesterday wearing a windbreaker. My first thought was down OC. That's so cute. That's really cute. I remember before I left out west, I was walking past the bus stop on my campus, and I saw this guy from the back who had a brown leather jacket on and like brown hair, and I was like, I had just come back from writing with Harrison. And I did a double take. I'm not gonna lie, like I stared at that guy as I was walking past because I was like, but he didn't really look like Harrison. Like maybe like in like the Netflix adaptation he could have worked, but I was just jealous of the jacket. Like I said, everybody has that jacket except for me, the exact brown jacket. But I don't know if it would really work. Again, like I need to find something that also works with me in my like skin tone too, because it's a lighter brown jacket and I don't really like that color on me. So I have to find one that's like kind of perfect, and I haven't, and also not, like a right fit. I haven't found any. I've been looking for it since I was like 15, and I just haven't found one that's perfect. Netflix adaptation, yeah, the character, he really could have been. And then I remember, did I see a guy that looked like Lonan at one point? Yeah, I think I did. I think I posted about this on Tumblr. When I went to Starbucks, like back then, like there was a guy in line, or he was at the library, and I just kept staring at him. Sorry, like that's gonna happen, And then the guy that looked like Jeremiah when I was at the store the other day, on like a really good day too. I just kept getting so many like great things on that day. It's fun because especially like I don't know about you guys, I don't see my characters' faces. I just know what they look like now because it's been a long time, and I think like drawing them has helped. Like I know what Harrison's eye shape is and like what his nose looks like and like what his hair looks like and where his eyebrows are like set on his face. But like I don't see his face when it's more like they mostly are like kind of faceless. Not that they have like a black hole where their faces, but I just don't see their faces, even if other characters are interacting with them from their own point of view, like a different point of view, sorry. But if it's written from their point of view, it's like more like a first person game. I don't really see them. I don't know where that was coming from, but I've gotten used to how to like draw them just over time, but mostly just Lonan and Harrison. And because I know how to draw Lonan, I kind of know how to draw Reeve because they look the same. So, oh my gosh, he's making a cameo at the grocery store. Brunette guy with a brown leather jacket. Harrison, what are you buying? What is he buying? Because he went to the store in Lost Gods. I just don't know what he got. I think he was talking about getting potato chips. He's just chilling, buying potato chips and going home and watching Judge Judy, which is just what I've been doing the last couple of months. So, this is so real, honestly. Like, not to be creepy about it, but like it happens. Like, especially like as an artist, sometimes it's like very interesting. Like, if I see somebody that looks similar to a character, like why do they look like that? Kind of trying to understand the features, and then when I understand the features, then I can just keep drawing them. Anyway, I've been talking for a lot, so maybe we should. I'm having so much fun. Like, I don't know if I want to sign off. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many. I think I'm gonna try to do the reading video at the end of the year, but I don't know how many more videos I can get to. I don't know. So I'll kind of try to continue to do streaming because I think it's fun to connect with you guys. This is so cool. I have a vivid memory of seeing someone who looked like an OC when I was 14. Like, it's always been like this, right? It's so cool. And I always wonder, because I've heard this thing. I'm not sure if it's true, but I've heard this thing that the human brain apparently can't, like, create faces by itself. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that years and years ago. So I always wondered, like, if that actually is true, like, what faces sort of has informed my characters' faces. It's very interesting. Somebody that I want to like understand more in terms of what he looks like is Jeremiah, because like he's beautiful and I want to draw him more, but the problem is I don't, like I said, I don't really see their faces, so I don't really know the features. And it's been maybe 6 years of drawing the two losers very consistently. So I kind of get it now, especially if other people draw them too, then I kind of like, okay, this feature is right, kind of comparing and contrasting. You have to leave now. Okay, I probably should leave too soon. Okay. This was a lot of fun. Thank you. I'm losing my voice. We've been talking for 2.5 hours. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for talking to me about writing and about CDs, because I never get to talk to anybody about CDs. So, but they've been like a big part of my life. So thank you for talking to me about physical media. I want to start collecting DVDs too, but haven't found any that I want yet. So maybe in the future. But this was so fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, before we go, your OC's down has been invading my dreams. I'm like, OMG, where did you guys even come from? How did I come up with your faces? That is so cool. I'm so jealous. I don't think I've ever dreamt about my characters before. That would be so fun though. But thank you. Thank you for coming. And I will see you soon. I will be on the internet now that I am not anxious. So you'll find me. And I'll see if I can update on some of my other projects, because I haven't really shared anything on there in a while. I'll see you guys later. It was nice chatting. And then this is going to be like an awkward pause as we end the stream. Okay, bye.